Hello everybody! Hi! My name is Samantha Summers and welcome back to another episode of Hiveswap Friendism. So this time we have one last troll in volume 8. Where is he? There he is! Mr. Teal. Okay, I'm not gonna go through that. Alright, looked at that. I'm running around in a bathrobe. There he is. He looks tired. Trixie was cute. Now we're on to Tyzias. Tyzias. Oh. Wow, that was loud. Oh wait, is this a girl? Is Tyzias a girl? I just assumed. I shouldn't have assumed. Just up ahead, you see the troll leave her hive, muttering to herself. She's holding an unstable mountain of papers and a book with one arm, using her free arm to hold a mug steady. She isn't paying attention to you, which is fine. Don't get it twisted. You'd love to make another friend. You just understand now that it's a weird, flighty thing. Some trolls you mesh with, some you don't. You smile at her just in case, but she walks right by you without stopping. You shrug. This planet is chock full of friendable weirdos. You'll live. Oh, you only take a few more steps before the sound of her absolutely eating the sidewalk makes you turn. It happens fast enough that you only really see the aftermath of upended books and papers raining down in an impressively wide circle around her. Oh, globs. Rods. She sits up, but that's as far as she bothers to get. After taking a sip of her mug, which somehow must have stayed level in her grip during the fall. How though? Look at those bags. Girl, you need a nap. She sighs and gets to work gathering it all back up with her free hand. Yeah, this checks out. As a thing that would happen to me. It's not like I have anything else to be doing. I don't know if that was sarcasm or just like insane depression. You've seen a teen movie or two in your day. You know this trope. The cool kid helps the unpopular nerd after they fall like a chump and embarrass themselves. Then, slowly the pair establish trust. By the time credits roll, they've gone and fallen in love. Not that you necessarily want to fall in love, or that you're under the delusion that you are in any way cooler than her, but still, it's tried and true. Also, like, pretty standard decent person thing to do. So like the decent person you hope to be, you skedaddle on over, stop short just in front of her wide-flung ring of items. You want to make sure she's not going to yell at you or murder you or anything before you interfere. What? JK, I busted. I know it's a scene. Well, what are you waiting for? Be a good bystander and stop standing by. That went a little better than I expected. She gestures kind of all around her. That's confirmation enough. You bend to pick up a heavy-looking book, and there it is, emblazoned right on the cover. A gavel. A humongo judgment implement, too, with spines all around the handle. Dread creeps up your spine. You slowly slide your gaze from the book's cover to its owner. She doesn't have an ostentatiously blood-colored theme clothes on. Though, wow, she is sporting socks and sandals. Maybe you are cooler than her after all. Yeah, she looks too tired for fashion, okay? Too tired. But the very prominent eye bags are tinged teal. Yeah, so it's a little symbol right there on her shirt. Ah, globs. A lawyer. It's not that you don't appreciate your one lawyer friend for who he is. It's just you aren't sure you have it in you to sneak your way into the heart of another. You kind of got lucky the last time. The scales of judgment in your heart started weighing your chances. Well, definitely I gotta pick up more papers because then it's just rude. Right? Pick up papers or keep standing there paralyzed by choice. Yeah, pick up some papers. That'd be rude. That'd be rude. You start making neat piles of all her stuff. After watching you for a second, like she's making sure you're not screwing it up, she dramatically heaves herself to her feet and joins the effort. I don't have time for this. Make sure to keep the B-34s together in my red folder. And you think I want to know that? You look down at your current pile. B. That's the one with the little hook on top, right? Or is that the G? Sweat pricks your temples. You've picked up a little bit of written Alternian here and there, but you're still not anywhere near competent at it. Sifting through the papers, you search for anything familiar. You make out a few words, but there are just a lot of those little guys on these papers. And you've got performance anxiety. Oh, right. You probably still can't read. Still? Do I know her, or still? Do you think I'm a grub? You look at her, startled. How can she tell? Well, I mean, you don't look much like a troll. It isn't exactly a gargantuan mental leap to assume you're not from around here. But I've also heard about you. Ooh, making my rounds. You straighten up. Any press is good press when it comes to friends discussing you, right? Teals talk. Oh. Unfortunately. Oh. She puts her mug down on the ground and picks up a fallen book. Talking as she flips to whatever page she's looking for. That little jerk is going to have even more unfortunate crap to say to me when he finds out I set all of us back by dropping half our group project in the ditch. What? Who? Like, what was his name? Togora? Is it Togora? He's gonna throw a fit. Don't worry, I'll straighten him out. He's my friend. I got his bathrobe on. He knows me. Well, not really. I put a dress on. Although that's probably not happened. She paces in flustered circles until she finds a bookmark among the debris. Flicking a wet leaf off of it, she shoves it into the open spine of the book and slams it closed. Whatever. I can't think about that yet. Gotta set all this back in order first. Yeah, right, the ordering of stuff. You keep at it, doing the best you can. Best you can to keep similar looking things together. You feel her eyes on your back. You turn to face judgment. You've basically got it right, actually. He did say you were quick to the draw. Good impressions! Yes! I'm Tyzias. Is that what I settled on? Tyzias? I'm Tyzias, by the way. She doesn't so much smile at you as grimace. It looks mostly pleased, as exhausted expressions go. That's a good friendship building material as any other. You've certainly started with worse than being complimented. Yeah, like anything. Like being sent to do manual labor and then stabbing someone's pet parent. The breeze plays at the end of her frizzing hair, ruffling a few pages while it's at it. Now that you aren't frantically trying to prove your helpfulness and have a moment to think, you don't know if the sidewalk is the best place to be starting from scratch with the whole filing system. You open your mouth to tell her as much when a huge Papa Gus follows Breeze Jr.'s wake, blowing the neat stacks back into chaos. Mother grubbing. Oh, I like her. She sinks slowly down into the snow globe of paper, taking a long sip from her mug sitting next to her. Then tilts her head back and unleashes a single, deep, gutted howler. You scuttle around, catching documents out of the air until the gust is gone. It's not that Tyzias doesn't seem capable, it's just she seems a bit burnt out. You know what it's like to feel like you're at the end of your rope. So now you have half a swinging grab. So now that you have half a swinging grab at a handle on things here, that made no sense. Oh my goodness. You feel like it's your turn to do the heavy friendship lifting. Let's offer to help her organize it somewhere with less of a breeze risk, because she seems like she really sounds like she needs a breather, but she also probably won't take one. Okay, let's see. Alright. Offer to help her organize it somewhere with less of a breeze risk. Hey, your night is pretty wide open. You wouldn't mind moving this operation to a less windy location and getting it together for real. Yeah, alright. She still sits there kind of dazedly. So you take over. It feels nice to be useful. Even if you're not super confident about your skills, you at least know how to make a mean pile. After you make a handful of them, she moves to join in the effort, so you shush her back down. You're helpful, Miss... Oh my goodness. You're helpful, McHelp person, and you've got it. She makes a non-committal noise and watches you work. You try not to feel too bad when she winces at a few of your sorting decisions. She doesn't stop you, at least. She scrunches up her face and yawns, which catches you off guard. Man, she is really wiped. You look away from her to the paper you're about to grab, but it's not there. Maybe it blew into another stack, or you picked up already and forgot. Yeah, that's probably right. Anyway, she had her eyes closed, so she didn't notice. It'll be fine. Once you have everything kind of together, you help her to her feet. You're pretty sure that was her hive she just walked out of. You ask if you should go there. No, I was headed to the book hive. I can take you there. She seems to rally a bit. Now that it's her turn to lead the way. Oh, that paper's gonna come back to bite me in the butt. Oh, that paper's gonna be like super important. She picks up a hefty stack of her things, balances her mug on top of it all, and starts walking. Move it or lose it. It being the opportunity to engage in some really tedious micromanagement. There's no choice to be had, really. You move it. Book hive for the library. I like it. It looks like a beehive and it's adorable. Oh, ooh, I see a picture of the heiress up on the wall back there. Actually, that might be the Condesse. She looks like she's got a lot of hair. A lot of hair. The book hive is an imposing building, and inside are a series of rooms opening off a central atrium. You walk past one open set of double doors showing off a room full of weird statues and display cases, and another one brightly with the light of dozens of display screens and humming with electricity. I love it. It's so pastel. It's pastel, but it's like a gothic pastel, and I love it. Further around the curve of the room, you pass a room full of brains in jars. I love it less. It really looks like brains in jars. There's another, still, a windowless one, ostentatiously secure with multiple padlocks and what looks like a retina scanner. There's a bunch of trolls in each room, and as you keep passing doors, you realize they're almost all teal bloods. Are they, the nerd cast? Wow. Harsh. I mean, yeah, though. We kind of are. I don't know why, but I love that. Oh, I love her. I know plenty of gold-bloods who spend their nerd energy ruining the internet from their basements, and blue bloods usually have their own personal jerk-off book hives. Ooh. And there are always outliers, I guess. But yeah, between us and the Jades, the book hive is a blue-green dweeb city. I just love her so much! Dweeb city. Oh, I love you! Alright, let's see if we can keep this dweeb city rolling. It's the dweeb train! Tyzias keeps moving like this is nothing new. To her, you guess it isn't. She pushes a creaky wooden door open to reveal a large study room full of bookshelves and furniture. There are even a few weird-looking ferns decorating the place, like that one back there that looks like it wants to eat the troll down there. That one? In here are a bunch of trolls, some reading, many on their computers. You dump the stuff you lugged here onto one of the tables. Whoa. The sound echoes in there, and a handful of trolls look your way. Yikes! You hope your presence won't be too conspicuous. You're probably fine. Unless anyone gets horny for acting grown and wants a bounty. But you're with me, so they probably won't mess with you. Are you like the cool nerd here? Like, is she like the cool nerd? It's like the harder you work and the less you sleep, the cooler you are. You're a little surprised by that. Tyzias, who has slumped down into a chair and is stotedly reorganizing her piles, doesn't exactly give off a brawler aura. No, like, they know I'll talk them out of it. Oh. Or whine at them about leaving me alone until they do. I love her. Oh my goodness. That makes you feel safe enough. Yes, so time to do some old-fashioned organization. With what this big project anyway? What's with? It's just some bull. She stops and cuts her eyes around the room, but no one is still paying attention, as far as you can see. She starts speaking again, quieter. An assignment for one of many legislator training courses. We're supposed to choose a prosecutable offense from the scrolls of evisceration and list all the potential. Wow. Ooh. I don't know what half of those words were, and they were big. She must be able to sense your eyes glazing over at the idea of another long and not perceivable legal jargon ramble, because she cuts herself off there. It's barely worth describing. Grub school level, honestly, but it's extremely tedious to research and then annotate. Especially when you can't find sources that haven't been scrubbed nice and fuchsia. Anyway, as long as we get things in the right folders in the right order, we should be good for now.
Sounds good enough to you. Plenty of time to keep chatting and getting to know each other. Though, she said this was a group project, right? Where are her group members? Shouldn't they be contributing?
Not like a... Nah. Wait. Ha. Like I let them. Just kidding. I'm very good at allowing people to help me.
She grits her teeth and nods at you, masterfully setting aside the papers labeled with the letter that looks like a little microscope.
Case in point. Anyway, they did their parts already. I just want to make sure to add the finishing touches.
Ooh. Right then, you hear approaching footsteps. Is it gonna be Tagora?
There's been so many friends coming in here and there, and that guy who's not my friend and I hate him, just sliding in there and making my new friend uncomfortable. It's gonna be Tagora, right? Oh, I was so happy to see Skyla. I love her so much.
Right then, you hear approaching footsteps. It had better not be some high blood troll you gotta take out.
I mean, you'll do it if you have to.
It's tried and true. You're just not sure how well this dynamic duo would fare in that case. You stop scanning the room for potential bludgeoning. Oh my goodness. Bludgeoning material when you see Tyzias' expression go from regular tired to tired and annoyed, but not in fear of mortal peril. You hear him speak right as you start to turn.
Ah, Tagora! Oh, hey! I don't like you as much as Tyzias. Okay? Keep your slimy self. How the mighty fall, and into a mud puddle it seems. At least my associate seems to be picking up after you fairly effectively. Sorgor. We'll have it together in time. You sure you don't require my assistance? I'd have to raise my rates from my original offer, but you know it still stands. You did your part already, so spare me both your sales pitch and your company before you give me a second acid tube ulcer. Oh right, you need to do those final edits of yours. Subtext, anti-establishment agendas don't insert themselves after all. Suit yourself. See you in class. Class? They give each other an identical but inscrutable hand signal. If the huff of perturbation from the nearby jade is any indication, it's gotta be something vulgar. Cool. Can I learn it? Perish. Wow. He smirks and raises his eyebrow at you as he turns to go. Come by later. You nod. Oh, is that the jade back there? You open your mouth to be nosy, but Tyzias sees it coming a mile away. What? You never had a class friend? Someone who does good work but is miserable to hang out with? I don't have time to waste on more than one quadrant or lying to you, so don't blow a brain gasket. Just when you think you have all the troll dynamics down, you gotta make room for that cursed nuance. Anyway, you guess it makes sense. Your troll friends have all kind of weird vibes with each other. To whatever works. Exactly. You go back to happily sorting. Tyzias rolls her shoulders and starts leafing through your piles. Where's my... it's the paper. It's the paper I lost. Oh no. I knew it. I knew that paper was gonna come bite me in the butt. It's the one I lost, the one I didn't pick up. Have you seen my handwritten page? It should be here. She starts double checking herself. Her pace doesn't so much escalate as it does intensify. Her whole body becomes almost graceful with efficiency. You got everything, right? I would have watched where it all went. I thought I watched where it all went. I could have sworn I saw it land. You can help her redo the lost page. It shouldn't be too hard to recreate. That doesn't help. She glares at you and starts forcefully whispering. Starts double checking piles without looking, like she knows them by touch. You don't understand. Those were my personal notes on an extremely sensitive topic I discovered while researching. I was only planning on using it to inform my stance, not turn it in with the rest. It's not here. Oh no, she looks sad. She looks sad. She's out of coffee. My friend. She stops her futile search, downs the rest of whatever's in her mug, and holds her head in her hands. Oh no. Might as well lay down right here until moss grows on my desiccated body. That's dramatic. You don't want to blame her or anything, especially since it's possibly sort of your fault it's lost. But you still want to give her hope. Maybe next time she could use Google Docs. It wouldn't blow away, and it has a collaboration setting. Her head pops back up. Her features slack. I can't use Google Docs for this. How do I know about Google Docs? Gorgle. How do I know about Google Docs? Are you listening? That's the whole point. You know who owns that, right? Every document is monitored. Analog is the only way to do anything unless you know how to get me into the dark web, which I doubt. If someone found it, if my handwriting is recognized, I'm dead. Then I'll never be able to... She trails off. What do you want to do? She sort of slumped in her seat, staring into the void. Man, you really messed up. You admit to her that you may have allowed one page to blow away when you weren't paying attention, and that could have possibly been that one. Great. I can't believe I was stupid enough to let someone else handle things. I was just so tired. Her shoulders start to shake a bit. Oh no. She doesn't cry. You almost wish she would. The way she just keeps blinking back the tears and hiding her face with her arms is worse. It feels invasive to watch, and thankfully it doesn't last. She sniffs once, clears her throat, and wipes her face with her sleeve. Silently, she stacks all of her things back into a pile. Okay. I need to retrace my steps. Maybe it hasn't been spotted yet. Maybe it'll be okay. It won't, but oh well. You reach to help. Oh no. Desperate to fix the situation, but she gingerly picks your hand off of one of the books and drops it into your lap. Your stomach sinks to join it. No. Don't worry. I've got it. She rustles it all into a practical heap in her arms. It wobbles once she makes her way steadily to the door, but she catches it herself, Head high, she keeps walking. She doesn't look back. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. So, last time, I messed up. I lost a paper and she got sad and she wandered off without my help. It's so sad. Let's see. Suggest a small breather might help. You know a breaking point when you see one. You weren't expecting it so early in a potential friendship encounter, but still, it's clear that this troll needs some time to chill. This is a mess, yeah? She swings the pendulum of her chin over to glare deadened knives at your gut. Okay, yes, it's a mess. But it seems like maybe, just perhaps, it would be best to sort of put a pin in it all, to suck air in and out of your infiltration sacs or whatever and just get it together for a minute. No group projects were ever aced when the clear leader was not in her peak mental performance. She wrinkles up her nose and closes her eyes. You know what? Fine. Not all of, just this night specifically, and everything and anyone I know or have thought extensively about before in my life. So that just leaves you. Hey, what do you have in mind, friend? Because I'm all out of ideas. That word still does a number on you, no matter how many times you hear it used flippantly. You have an idea already, so you hurriedly gather her stuff into an extremely unorganized pile, which she drops off in her hive to deal with later. You half expect her to just not come back out, but she does. She's kept only one heavily annotated tome and her mug, which she nods at when she speaks. I know, but these are for just in case. Anyway, do your worst. With a salute and a few gentle tugs at Tyzias' sleeve to keep her moving, you get going. You and your Alternian pals have taken turns leading each other to some pretty wild places in your time here. The place you've taken Tyzias to, though, is somewhere you haven't shared with anyone. It's not my ship, right? It's where you came back to on days when you can't find a friend, or you don't want to impose on any of the ones you've made. What is it? What is this? I've never seen this before. It's on the outskirts of town, where the buildings are spread thinner until the landscape cuts upward into a jagged cliff face. Bolted onto the side of the rock is a tower, or what's left of one. Did I make a house in this tower? Is that my house? Do I have a house? It's basically a heap of scaffolding and rusted out ladders holding up a half-covered platform, but it's still a good place to staunch bleeding and stargaze. Do I give off an outdoorsy vibe to you? Does my half-tuckered, unbuttoned, paltry muscle mass scream I would love to scurry up a decapitated relic? You'd worry about her halting your plan, but you kind of feel like she'd complain no matter what you took her to. And at this point, the die is cast, so you heave-ho and say, it's stronger than it looks. You offer to hold her stuff for her during the ascent. She gives you the book, but clutches the mug against her chest. You know better than to pry, but you're dying a little, wondering why she's so weird about it. Unless she's got liquor made from this something in there. Or maybe her loosest gave her that mug and it's special. Could be both. You shrug and start climbing. Like you thought she would, she follows you, And like before, she complains about it the whole time. And like the structure itself, you both weather it fine. I didn't know I had a house. At the top, she looks around. Is this your hive? It's more like a hideout, but you still feel a little shy about it. It's not as fancy as your friends' hives. You don't have any weird animal parent to make you snacks or anything. There are only little keepsakes you picked up along the way, set up on the creaky old, those are cans. Old table next to some complicated old tech you couldn't get to power on. This must be an old watchtower, from when that was part of her imperial preferred method of surveillance. She runs a hand over the dusty screen. Oh, Tyzias. You learned about her. Oh, Tyzias. You learned about her? Ha. No. Her bigger, badder off-world counterpart, the Condense. Ah. You look at the rusted barrel of some terrifying weapon mounted on the corner, and then out over the landscape and sprawling town. In the distance, smoke rises from a freshly demolished hive. Glinting in the moonlight, drones circle it like buzzards. It's been like this here for a while then. You sit down, your legs dangling off the side of the platform. Tyzias joins you a safe distance from the edge. That is one hell of an understatement. But yeah, we've got a time-honored status quo in operation here. Streamlined, efficient, brutal. Tyzias looks miserable. That's not what you were going for. You summon up the old Roy G. Biv in your head for the 1000th time. She should be safe, right? Teals are middle class, and anyway, she's a lawyer. She's got the power that be on her. She's got the powers that be on her side. Saying so doesn't seem to cheer her up at all. I mean, you're not wrong, but being in a position to benefit from the system doesn't make the system more morally palatable. And if I'm being real about it, it's more me being forced to uphold it than anything else. She nods towards the book in your hands. Oh right, how does this all work anyway? Can she just not be a lawyer? And aren't there any good ones? Yeah, I can quit if I want to get called. There's always a choice. She sighs. It's not like I expect suffering to ever stop completely. It just seems like an awful lot of work to do to make sure it keeps happening. And that's the entire job of a legislator. Unless you're purple enough to get away with it. You're just guilty no matter what. Yeah. It's a matter of going through all the fanfare of trial. All for the same result. It's sick, but it's so normal by now that no one knows how to begin questioning it. She looks more exhausted than she did during the paper explosion. Like when you've used up all your sadness, now you have a deep broken fatigue. This isn't exactly the rejuvenating getaway you envisioned. There's just so much injustice. You continue to try and be positive. Are there not political parties? Some secret underground movement or anything? Sure, most lowbloods have been a healthy, fatalistic, nonchalant about their situations. There's gotta be something else out there. There were a few people who tried to stir up stuff back in the day. It's all kind of hushed up and hard to find any information on the history of them though. Definitely not the kind of thing they teach you in legislator training. One was a mutant blood and the other had wings. Ooh. Ooh. That's the sufferer. And, the summoner. Dang it. Yes! That's the sufferer and the summoner. I guess they didn't have much of a chance anyway. You can't imagine this story having a happy... It's not. It's a really bad ending. All over, it's a really bad ending. But you still want to know more. There's this subtle shift in her tone of voice. Now that she's done doing the only complaining, it draws you in. One of them seems to have gathered enough of a following to become a kind of religious figure, from what little I can find about him. The other one led a military revolt. They were both killed, along with their attempts at change. I don't even know what happened to their compatriots. She stops to squint at you. I don't know how you got me talking like this. But forget it, spirit of the night. I'm just gonna keep going. If it wasn't clear, I'm telling you things that can get me extremely cold. So like, please be chill. Be more chill. You're so chill. The chillest. Also probably pretty callable yourself. Good point. She squints at you a little longer and stares out into the night. Her jaw muscle clenches a few times before she speaks. I have some ideas. She's still not looking at you, but she sits up a little straighter. You feel your spine following suit almost on its own. All of us trained to be legislators like to practice throwing our weight around. Some of us more than others, which I guess you have first-hand experience with. But we don't have much real power yet. We will, though, if we pass our exams. Which I will. I've been staying up most days studying every documented piece of the law, and some underground stuff too, when I find it. There are exploitable loopholes they don't know about. If I can establish myself as a major player, I might have a chance to change things. Some things you can't take apart from the inside out. You can only take apart from the inside out. By now, she's built up a favorite energy, even with the sluggish way she talks. When you shift in your seat, she kind of snaps out of it. Oh, sorry. Guess I got a little worked up. I don't exactly get to talk about this very often. It's kind of overwhelming to think about how messed up every little thing is all the time. But now that I see it clearly, I can't not do something. It's like the Alternia is a great fire, and I'm peeing on the tiny corner of it, while the rest of everything burns up around me. Your brain is buzzing with how real that all felt. You can't really add anything to it, so you just nod. Are things less abysmal where you're from? Oh boy. In ways, yeah. At home, the accused is called a defendant, at least. As in, they get defense? Her eyes brighten. That's what I'm talking about! Does your justice system work? You exhale slowly, trying to buy yourself time to encapsulate all of your planet's various cultures, social structures, and similarly overwhelming list of injustices in an integral blurb. You settle on not always, not for everyone. Her laugh is short and hollow. So much for an enlightened form of existing somewhere in the universe. You guess until a more kind and just alien life form comes to take over. You'll have to make do with each other. Yeah, you're not so bad. I take on an oppressive regime with you anytime. She gives your arm an awkward tap with her fist and looks back over the edge. Anyways, I'm no religious figure or military strategist. There's gotta be someone out there who is. Gotta use what skills I have instead, I guess, until I find them. What else would I do with my time? Keep peeing on the fire is the best anybody can do, you reckon? That and get others hydrated enough to do the same. She laughs. Keep on peeing, huh? I'll drink to that. She takes a big swig from her mug. After a beat, she silently and without looking at you extends her arm your way. You stare into the mug's depths. A little unnerved. It doesn't look like a viscera, but you've been burned before. It won't kill you. You're not sure what it will do, but Tyzias is truthful, if nothing else. So bottoms up. What? It's water. Is water. Tyzias grins and taps her temple with her claw. Gotta give the people something. Otherwise, they might think I'm the way I am on my own. And where would we be? You don't know. Letting people in can be helpful. You know, sometimes. Shh. Shh. I'm fine. You're not convinced. Okay. I'll admit it. It's not a bad idea to relax every once in a while. Get your priorities straight. This was a decent time. You're glad she's glad, but you mostly just talked your whole time about the same stuff that she was overwhelmed by to begin with. Does that even count? You learned a lot, but she still looks pretty wiped. As soon as you think that, she yawns. She's so driven. You shiver a bit when you imagine what she could do if she took time to rest for real. You pat the pile of blankets next to you. It's no bed or a tub of soapor slime for that matter, but it's gotten you through enough. She looks wearily at it and yawns again. Guess my Lucis and my mate sprit will just think I'm at the book hive anyway. You got a mate sprit? Yes, girl dish. Wonder if I met them. One little nap won't hurt. I'll get up early tomorrow and reorganize our stupid busy work project. Ooh, she sunk. She tentatively lowers herself into the blankets. Her eyes close for a brief second before they snap open again, glaring at you with full force. Don't doubt me either. I've got it under control. And now she's gone. Oh, you've got zero doubts in her abilities, you say. She curls back up against herself, and a small rattle of contentedness shakes in her throat. Out in the distance, the blaze has dimmed into a thin plume of smoke. You hope whoever's hive it was is okay. You're not sleepy, so you guess you'll watch and make sure she gets up by sunrise. Sun? You tilt your head back and look up at the unfamiliar constellations. Your head feels full. It's intense, and not exactly what you'd call happy, but you know you're feeling it with her, and that's far from nothing. Aww. That was a little cute. I wish the last timeline had it ended bad, because I really liked that one a little better. Oh, but look at my little face. I'm just like, yes, you good friend. Good friend, sleep friend. Oh my goodness, so cute. Either way, we do have more chapters. We got more story, more trolls. I'm gonna get to that so soon because I love it. I love meeting all these trolls. I love it. So good. So good. But for now, thank you all for playing with me, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.